Hey, welcome back, guys. This is your one and only Kaijuu. We are here today because we're going to be talking about Kaijuu number 8, season 2, episode 2. Okay, the continuation. Yes, it continues from episode 1, but let's go into the review for season 2. Okay, well, with the squad 1 training, that's what the second episode of Kaijuu season 2 starts off with. Everybody gets dismissed from the squad 1 training and everybody looks fine. It's just only that when they have saluted, does everybody actually seem out of breath? These are obviously the new recruits, Hibino, and I forgot who the girl was, Shinomiya, I forgot her name. But you know, the blonde chick that's always basically with Hibino, she shows that she's died. Everybody else seems to be okay. They are tired, but they're not so totally exhausted like the new recruits, obviously. Okay, Hibino, on the other hand, obviously because they are so totally used to their training, but Hibino, on the other hand, he is totally gassed out. It is hard training for him, apparently. Okay, but it's a new squad. It's actually the strongest squad in the force. So obviously they all need to be able to stay in tip-top shape. Nonetheless, Hibino is trying to be as useful as possible to the core, so that basically he doesn't end up as a weapon, a dead weapon, but still gets to remain human and still be a Kaijuu at the same time. So he continues his training after everybody's done with their training. He continues his training because he feels he needs to put in more work and time because he needs to keep up with everybody else and basically benefit. But soon or the next day, immediately there is an attack of Kaijus. This time it's not a massive Kaiju, to be honest. It is smaller Kaijus. If you looked at the end of the episode, the first episode, you see this massive hole just appear out of nowhere. Well, that's actually where these Kaijus come from. They're like giant ants, but multiple of these Kaijus appear, which the captain of Squad 1 actually finds strange because these type of Kaijus don't come out just like that. They normally run into these kind of Kaijus when they dig in holes because these are like ants. So they're underground most of the time. They never come up to the surface, but this time they've all come up to the surface, and it's strange why. Nonetheless, Squad 1 decides to take on the opportunity, and they all dash into the city, and they prepare to fight these Kaijus, okay? In that time, these Kaijus are like pretty weak. Hibino tries to, use his powers, but for some reason he can't. He can't transform. We don't know why. It looks like he's fully going to transform, and then it just bursts, like almost like Ichigo. You can't do Bankai, basically like that. But immediately, as he used his power of Kaijuu number 8 to transform, that sent off a signal, which immediately got Kaijuu number 9, that big mushroom one, at his location. Because apparently the reason why these small Kaiju ants are out is because of Kaiju number 9. He's the one who's controlling these ants, and that is why they have come up to the surface. But nonetheless, he's actually been searching for Kaiju number 8. So Hibino used his abilities. It sent off a signal. Kaiju number 8 sensed him and has now appeared in front of Hibino Kafka. Nonetheless, that is actually a duplicate of Kaiju number 9. There is another duplicate of Kaiju number 9 who the captain of Squad 1 is actually facing. And Kaiju number 9's ability, I think it's maybe one of his abilities, he can actually boost. We've seen this from season 1. He can boost the stats and abilities of all Kaijus within a specific area. And to be honest, he's actually getting stronger, so the area is actually getting wider and wider. Okay? So, without any hitch, the captain decides to face off with the duplicate of Kaiju number 9. And Hibino Kafka has no choice but to confront Kaiju number 9, because Kaiju number 9 has actually stated, now that I've found you, I'm here to take the power back of Kaiju number 8. And that is why, basically, Hibino has to fight for his life, because basically Kaiju number 9 is going to take it back over his dead body, in a sense. Like I mentioned, it turns out that Hibino cannot turn into Kaiju number 8. Reasons why, we don't know. He tries to turn about 3 to 4 times within the episode. He just cannot turn into Kaiju number 8. And it's, like I said, there's nothing to say why he can't. And I think it might be because of the battle that he had with the director of the defense force. And oh yeah, because he was having backflashes that he lost control. And I think that has maybe put a crutch on him psychologically, where he just doesn't trust the form of being Kaijuu number 8. And because he doesn't want to lose control of himself and then run the rampage, because he almost, from his point of view, he almost killed the director of the defense force, and that's why he does not. He wants to turn, but he's too afraid to handle the incredible power of Kaijuu number 8. Also, it has actually been confirmed that Kaijuu number 8 is the most powerful Kaiju on record in the series. In the series of Kaiju number 8, Kaiju number 8 is actually the most powerful Kaiju that the Defense Force has actually come across. Okay? So, anyway, Kaiju number 9 is ready to take back the power from Hibino Kafka of Kaiju number 8. And this basically, this puts Hibino on the back because he can't fight back without his Kaiju powers, and there's like very limited defense force members around him, considering that they were all knocked out, and there's still other Kaijus around him, and he's going up against Kaiju number 9, who is pretty powerful. One thing is, the director is actually watching the fight of Hibino Kafka against Kaiju number 9, because they are testing out Hibino and to see how well he can fight, but they're noticing that he can't turn, and the director, as you can see that guy right there, he wants to jump in. He wants to go and fight, but apparently, from what we've heard from his second in command, apparently using the weapon that he used on Hibino Kafka in Season 1, that actually drains the life force of a human because the weapon is so powerful that by using the weapon, it actually takes, from what he said, it takes life force from the wearer. So that is why the director should not go out, because he would basically be killing himself if he decides to go out there nonetheless. It's quite strange. Does do all these Kaiju weapons that they've made do this? Because his daughter Shinomiya, whatever her name is, the blonde chick, she has the axe, which I think it says Kaiju 2. I don't know. I'm not sure. And that's what she's using, but she's doing really well out there on the field. Is this Hibino is on the back foot, but Hibino is up against so many things. But like I said, the episode, it ends on a cliff. He can't transform. Kaiju number 9 is there. Is he gonna get help? Who's gonna come and save him? We don't know. We'll have to see in episode 4. Episode 3. What exactly is going to happen to Hibino? Obviously, because he's the main character of the story, he's still gonna be alive. But is he gonna come unscathed? There's 2 Kaiju number 9 duplicates over there. So is one gonna get killed, or they're just gonna retract and plan their things some other time? Because the defense force have now started to notice Kaijus are moving around strangely. They seem a little bit too intellectual, and that's because of Kaiju number 9. Too many plans. Not just plan. Their movement is weird. Because Kaiju number 9 is basically sending out orders, coming up with a strategy, and then it's almost like One Punch Man, where you have the heroes and then you actually have the villains, but now the villains have their own villain organization. Well, it's the same with the Kaijus. There's a Kaiju organization, and apparently Kaiju number 9, is at this point the messenger and the one is leading the party on the surface. I would like to know, are there other Kaijus like Kaiju number 9 that are actually sitting in wait and were the ones that actually planned this out, but they sent Kaiju number 9 as a representative of them? I'm just saying, you never know. Did Kaiju number 9 just come out of nowhere and just be like, I'm the most smartest one, I want my Kaijus to win, I will rally them together and we will dominate the surface? Or is it basically, there's more Kaijus out there, like Kaiju number 9, because we all saw the dragon, he just came out of nowhere, but that was because of Kaiju number 9. So are the Kaijus, the smart Kaijus, coming together and forming strategies and ideas, and okay, you go here, blah blah blah. I mean, what was Kaiju number 8 really supposed to be? Think about it. Who was actually supposed to get Kaiju number 8 besides Hibino? What was the purpose? Just to use a human to make a Kaiju? I mean, that's the thing. Was it just to use a human mecha kaiju and then take control of the human's body, like in Parasite? Really? Was it like that? I don't know. We need to watch this season a little bit further. There's only been a second episode of season 2. We need to see what episode 3 brings us. But apart from that, guys, I will see you again on another review.